We're starting a new series in October, and this series is really designed for us to break some patterns. Are you ready to break a pattern in your life?
Yes.
Are you ready to become different than you are today?
Yes.
And we don't get a sledgehammer and start whacking on ourselves to do this. Changing anything changes everything. Changing one perception of self changes everything in your world. And so during the month of October, that's what we want to do. We're really looking at how to live a metaphysical Christian life. People are always asking us, how is it different? And the main difference is personal responsibility. We do believe that it's up to us, that what we create is what we live. And this is a part of our knowing God within, knowing our capacity to have a love-filled life. And so that's what we want to try to move toward. Does that sound too ominous?
No.
Too difficult? Too far out there? Okay. So, today we're going to, the sermon today is recognizing darkness and focusing on light. Now that doesn't sound very happy, does it? Because we're starting with recognizing darkness. We don't do that often enough. Do you realize that? Everybody take a breath. All right. Darkness is a lack of light. It is a lack of the presence of love, and it's a lack of God. When you are tired, you are experiencing a certain amount of darkness in your body. Are you aware of that? Because God energy is everywhere available and always present. Should you not always be able to hook up to that frequency? The answer is yes. But when we feel tired and overwhelmed, we have somehow disconnected from that frequency, and there's a bit of a darkness in our body. Anytime we've allowed our field to go dark in any way, we have blocked the light. And since you are the light by nature, you have blocked who you are. Easy? Following that? Okay. I want everybody just to close your eyes for a minute. This isn't going to be long. I want you to close your eyes and imagine a beautiful central core of light coming from your crown, top of your head, all the way down to your feet. Just right through the center core. Can you feel it?
Yes.
Do you have it?
Yes.
Now, send that light out through your body, through the very cells of the physical and through the arc field. Is it as bright as the central core? Does it hit pockets of density? Does it hit pockets that are not that pure light? You can open your eyes. If you were able to create a pure light and it went through the very cells of the physical body as that pure light, you are walking on water. Most of us are not able to. Because we have pockets in our physicality, pockets, emotions, thoughts that are hung in our body that block the light. Did everybody sense a little bit of something in the body as you sent the light through? Yeah. Little blocks in our field that keep us. Have you ever had someone just come up to you and say, "What's wrong with you?" And you go, "There's nothing wrong with me." When you flow yourself through those pockets of darkness, you are not who you are. Is everybody clear? When you flow your energy through those pockets of darkness, how you express is not who you are. Have you ever known anybody other than yourself who can turn into a monster? And then you say, "How do I love this person? How is this possible? I ended up in this moment with this person." And then the next moment, they're now flowing themselves through the light. And they're back to who they are. Right? You are equally as different as they are. Looking for a kind word. You are equally as different as they are to you. You are to them. When we are flowing who we are through these darkened spots, we are not the light I am. Now, is everybody following the simplicity of this? But can you see the need for change?
Yeah.
All right. Our world is made up of light and dark, but it's not color, it's energy. Have you ever been sound asleep? Sound asleep in your nice little cozy home, and you open your eyes and the room is dark. So you're in your bedroom, and there's just this warmth, and there's just this love that's permeating the room, and you're just like a baby in a bassinet. Love is all around you, and you just take a breath, and you just feel so good, and you curl up and go back to sleep. Anybody feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, the very same room. The very same room, dark at night. You open your eyes from asleep, and there's something different in the room tonight, and it's kind of scary. And there's something kind of cold, but it's not a temperature, and you're feeling like, oh no, something's wrong in my room, something's wrong in my room. And then you grab the person sleeping next to you, or your teddy bear, and you say, take me back to sleep quickly, I don't want to deal with this. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. The very same room, the very same dark of night. Two different energies. Our world shifts around us all the time, and you might say, I did nothing to create that shift. You might not have. It could have been just an energy passing through the night. Could have been a nightmare you were having and didn't know. It could have been anything. But we live in a world where it is necessary for us to be able to become aware when we've moved into that space where we are expressing through the darkness. It is a block of light. All right, take a breath. All right. In our human consciousness, this is what darkness looks like. Confusion, sadness, depression, struggle, disease. In that very same person, if they move in that very same moment to light, they can experience clarity, joy, ease, peace, health. The darkened energy is based on fear. The light energy has an open receptivity to it. An openness and a receptivity, because it is based on love. Can you see the switch? All right. The key to understanding how to deal with this difference is to become aware of where is your power. Anytime you are in a state that is created by fear, your power is outside of self. It's very simple. You have given power to something that you believe to be more powerful than you are. Fear. You are greater than I am. Fear. I am not safe any longer because of this presence. Fear. Fear I might lose. You now have my power. When you are in the light, where's your power? It's inside yourself. I am having this experience. I am choosing to have whatever I choose to have. I am choosing to feel the way I feel. It's inside. Fear and love cannot exist in the same space, but fear and love can certainly exist in the same person. Okay? Are you getting excited? Any pocket of darkness that you found in your body is a space where you have a thought where your power is outside of self. Any pocket you found in your body when we did our opening energy is a space where you have a thought where your power is outside of self. Does everybody understand that? Okay. And it could be very simply, do you believe diseases are contagious? Some people do. Where is your power? Outside of self. I do not have the control of my body to resist what is coming to me. Therefore, power is outside of self. We are bombarded in our society with ideas that keep us in that fear base, where our power needs to be given to some other source. Are you all comfortable? Great. Okay. I wanted to share with you a story in the Aquarian Gospel. This is one of Jesus' journeys. He was young. He had not started his ministry yet. This is chapter 52. He was in a school at Heliopolis. It was a mystery school in Egypt. And he had submitted to these priests to be taught. And so he'd been doing really good. He'd been passing all the tests, doing really good. And he went to a garden, and he got to meditate and walk, and he was there for 40 days. And then one of the guides came up and put chains on him. The guide took chains, bound him hand and foot, and cast him into a den of hungry beasts, of unclean birds and creeping things. And the den was dark as night. The beast howled, the birds screamed in fury, and the reptiles hissed. Not a pleasant picture, huh? And Jesus said to himself, while he's in this place, who was it that put me here? Who put chains on me? And why did I meekly sit to be bound? Why did I allow this to happen? How many times when we find ourselves in the pit, in chains, do we ask, why did I allow this to happen? Not very often, do we? No. So he said, no man has the power to bind a human soul. And then he says, what are chains made of? They're simply ideas. And he broke them. And he looked around and he said, what is this darkness that envelops me? It is but the absence of light. And what is light? It is the breath of God vibrating in the rhythm of rapid thought. I love that. The breath of God vibrating in the rhythm of rapid thought. And then he said, let there be light. And with a mighty will, he stirred up the vibrations, and they reached the plane of light, and there was light. And in the light, there were no animals. There were no creeping things. There were no hungry things. There were illusions. And then he said, fear is the chariot in which man rides to death. And when he finds within the chamber of the dead, he has been deceived. His chariot was a myth, and death is a fancy child. Light, calling in that beautiful vibration of God. Let's look at what he did and what he did not do. When we find ourselves in a moment of being bound by an outer authority, don't we normally just immediately make that authority our enemy? How dare you? Priest guide who I love, we were partying in the garden a minute ago. How dare you? Partner that I love dearly, that we just had a great dinner. How dare you? See, he didn't do that. He did not make an enemy or an adversary out of the situation. He brought his power back inside himself. Who was I to allow this to happen? Do you feel the difference? Can you think of situations where you might need to do this? Bringing the power back into yourself. Who was I to allow this to happen? What was I thinking? What was I doing? He brought his power back inside, and then he called forth the light. The light's missing here. What is light but the breath of God? Let me bring that light. Let me bring that light into this space. And he brought it. He saw the light, he chose the light, and he did not do this by his own power. He did it by connecting with the divine. Do you see this? Okay, so those nights when you're sleeping and that scary energy wakes you up, you all know what I'm talking about, whether you want to fess up or not. And you're terrified because you have no idea where this energy came from. Is it a ghost? Is it a monster? Who knows what it is? You're terrified. When I was young in consciousness, I used to do a prayer like this. God, surround me with light. I ask that the beautiful love of God surround me, that I be held in the perfect golden light of safety and protection, and I ask that you just hold me safe in this space. Have you ever said that prayer? What am I still in when I say that prayer? I'm still in fear, aren't I? I'm still in fear. Over time, I learned to pray this way. God, there is an energy in my room, in my space, that is lonely, hungry, or something. Because I feel the pull. That's what's scary when someone's trying to take your power. You go, oh, don't take my power. God, I ask that your love and your light move into that. I ask that whatever is here be filled with your love and your light. And then take it where it needs to go. Because it's not part of my life. Take it where it needs to go. Do you see the difference? I'm not asking for protection and safety. I'm asking that love fill the darkness that has found its way into my space. And off it goes. We live in a world of many disembodied spirits. I know that if any of you are intuitive at all, if there's a ghost in the neighborhood, they come a-visiting. They just do. They don't want you. They want to go home. Just send love to them. God's love, not my love, not my love. I'm not going to drain my heart. It's not my job. It is not I, but the Father within who doeth his works. We have to remember that. We should not be drained, tired, drained when we call forth the light to counterbalance darkness. It should not tire us. We should use the God within. God in me. Father, Mother, God, greater, I call forth your love to feed and fill this situation, whatever it might be. And then send it where it needs to be. Transform it or send it away. When you have an ache or an illness in the body, you can do the same thing. I call forth the love of God to now fill whatever is going on in my body. I ask that it be healed and harmonized. Do you feel the difference? Now, what has just filled that space? Pure light. And if you could see it, you would see it vibrating. Do you realize how often, on a daily, moment-by-moment basis, you are moving from a light base to a little dark light base, little dark light base, little dark? We're out in the world where people's ideas are strong. I love what Rich said about Sarah. Even though I don't totally agree with it. However, but the visual...
Can I take that back?
Yes, you can. We're going to say it about someone else. The visual of someone's ego being a black hole. Have you ever known anyone who was that way? And they suck the life force out of the room. I have arrived. Everybody give unto me that which is mine, all your energy. You see? Even if you met someone in a business situation or in a social situation who was that way, what could you do immediately? God, fill that person with love. They are hungry. Let your love fill them now. And you know what? When you say that prayer for them, they'll look at you and they'll turn away and look at somebody else. Because they don't need what you got. It's a win-win. And how often do we start our morning meditation? We're feeling great. We're out in the world. We're feeling great. We have a situation. We have a person. We have something. And we bottom out. And we're tired. Or we're despondent. Or we're giving up. And the beautiful morning that began is now just another hopeless afternoon. Yeah. In those minutes, if we could consciously remember, God, I call forth your light to feel whatever has come into my field, because something's in my field. I have accepted something that's true about me. It's in my field. I ask that it come into my field and feed me with light. Am I getting through? Don't you think it's a wonderful idea to do this? Do you think you're going to remember it past an hour from now? We'll see. We'll see. If you could set yourself up a trigger, if I am not happy, whole, and vibrating, I am not who I am. Can you remember that? If I'm not happy, whole, and vibrating, I am not who I am. Therefore, I do not need to hunt down darkness. I don't need to go in my body and look for see what's wrong. All I have to do is bring the light in. Whose light? The ladies are doing so well. Not so good, guys. not so good at be God light. Will you remember?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so what I want to do is take us back into that space we were in a moment ago, okay? So I want everybody to shut your eyes. This time we're just going to ask that a beautiful column of light come over you. I don't want you uncomfortable. Feel God's love surrounding you. Just in a safe space. But just leave it around you. Don't pull it in. I want you now to look at that beautiful column of light coming through your body once again. That beautiful core light moving through the crown chakra, down through to the base chakra, down through the core of your body. And when you can see it vibrating, say, okay, out loud.
Okay.
Everybody got it? All right. Now, open your heart. God, my Father, my Mother, I ask that your light now fuel this core. I ask that your love move deep into this core. And when you feel it amping up, say, okay. Now, I ask that this beautiful light of God's love flow through me, through my body. Take a breath and send that beautiful love of God through your body now, through the physical cells of the body, out to the auric field. Let it go through the emotional body, the mental body, spiritual body, through all your bodies, through all that you are. But particularly your physical. And you may need to do layers of it. I ask that God's love now move through every cell. Can you see it getting lighter? I ask that God's love now move through every cell. And I am. I ask that God's love move through all of the bodies. And I am. I ask that God's love move through my feet to my path. And I am. I ask that God's love move through my spine. And I am. Feel the energy getting stronger and brighter. Let your vision go to your entire auric field and see the strength in that field. See the energy having expanded in that field. I am spirit. I am an open vessel of the love of Father, Mother, God, and the love I am. Feel that beautiful expansion. Feel as if that beautiful column of light is just one with you now. And let your heart open. The divine path of your spirit, the divine path of this lifetime, this journey, is right in front of you. The next step you take in love. For I am the light. Breathe, Father, Mother, God, I ask you bless each one. Let them feel this expanded consciousness. Let them feel they do not have to walk in blocks. They are free. And I ask the path be made straight for this next week. That they know they are the light. And I thank you for this, God. Everyone breathe. Let your focus go to your physical body. Feel the chair you sit on. Feel the cells in your body. Feel who you are. When you're ready, open your eyes. It is so simple. Do you know you were taught this before you were born? Just be the light. That's the last thing your angel said. Just be the light. It's easy. Follow the light. Do you remember? Yes. And you said, oh no, I'll try anything. Well, most of us have tried everything. Time to try what we came to do. Being the light. Okay. What is our point of memory here for the week? And, see, I told you you're getting an hour. It has been 5 minutes. If I am feeling anything other than joyful, happy, and excited, energetic, I am not being who I am. I'm not being who I am. So therefore, if I'm not being who I am, there must be a wee little bit of a block to my light, because my light is bright. And if I am not just shining freely, something's got to be blocking it. And do I take my sledgehammer and go for it? No. What do? Bring in God's light. And send it where it needs to go. Send that energy where it needs to go. Will we remember?
Yes.
Because we can go back and look at the YouTube.
Okay. I almost feel like I want you to do something physical to remind you. Something that people don't touch their third eye much, do they? Okay, I'm going to ask your bodies now to make an agreement with me. Do you agree? Okay. I love it. You trust me. Whenever you are out of balance and you have forgotten, you will touch your third eye. And you won't even realize you're doing it. And you go, oh my God. I'm reminding myself I'm out of balance. Agreed? Everybody touch your third eye now. Okay. Every time I'm out of balance and I've forgotten, I will automatically touch my third eye. And then I'll remember. Okay, I release you to your own devices.